Hello, my crafty friends. If you're watching this on the replay, um, thank you. Nobody's here yet in the live stream, and so I'm not going to start until a few people get here. Um, so hopefully that won't take long. Um, I did not tell anybody I was going to stream today. I didn't know for sure I was going to be able to, but I decided I was definitely wanting to card this lovely fluff into a bat, and I decided to go ahead and if I was going to set up to card, I have to set up on this table. So I just moved this table here so that I could stream while I did it. So that's kind of my plan. Anyway, welcome, welcome. Um, Glad you're here. Uh, this is my classic carder. It came from the UK, and that's the name of the company. I think is Classic Carder. Um, Came from the UK. Yeah, it's a lovely Carter. I'm very happy it's here. Brittany, hello. My hand's in the wrong place. Hello. Hi, Janet. I'm happy to see both of you. Um, I made a video last night that probably it won't come out till tomorrow, but it's talking about some of the things I've been doing while I haven't been able to make videos or stream and some of the things that I want to do in 2025. And one of the things that I've been doing is getting this fleece prepped so I can card it. And I decided today I want to go ahead and do that. Found a piece of vegetable matter. I'm sure there'll be more because it was a happy sheep. It's out in the field. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to do, I've got all these locks that I flicked. Well, these are not flicked. These were just picked open like this. And I started doing that because I thought it was too short of a fleece to flick. And then I found out, I decided to try it after I'd done quite a bit of this and found out I actually could flick it. And if I wish I had flicked it all because this is what it looks like when it's flicked versus this kind of messy jumble when it's picked. And flicking it will give me a much smoother yarn. But I'm not fretting over the fact that it's not going to be that way because I'm going to add some Angora into it, and I'm probably going to add a little sari silk or some kind of silk something, and we're just going to make it fun and not worry about whether it spins really smooth or not. Um, I've got, let's see, there's some blue with green, some a little bit of pink, mostly yellow, pinks and oranges, and this kind of bright green. And I just threw all the locks in the dye pot together and then put my dyes in different parts of the pot, and that's what we came up with. This is half of what I dyed. The other half I put aside. I measured it all out just a few minutes ago, and I think altogether I had about 5 ounces of this stuff. And I started with 8 ounces of raw fleece. So 3 ounces, almost half of what I bought, isn't even going to make it into the to the drum carder to make yarn. And that's when you buy fleece, that's what happens because you have to wash out the dirt and the lanolin, and that takes away quite a bit. And then this flicking process takes away some fiber too. So anyway, I'm starting out with about 2.5 ounces here. That looks like a lot more than 2.5 ounces of fluff, doesn't it? And I'm going to add in, I think, 2 ounces of the bunny fluff. This is a 1 ounce. This is 1 ounce of bunny fluff. This is 2.5 ounces of wool. So you can see there's a big difference in what you get. Oh, thank you, Janet. In what you get. Bunnies, their stuff compacts really easy, and it doesn't have the bounce and stuff that the wool has. This wool is really squishy, and it stretches. And the Angora bunny doesn't do either of those things. So it takes I want to have roughly half and half. Um, when I was splitting this fiber up, I thought I was just going to split it up into two parts and have two batts. But then I remembered, and they would be, about 2.5 ounces each batt. But then I remembered that I wanted to add this. And I also think that, let me get it real quick here. I want to add in some of this. If I can find the end, I'm not sure where the end is. This is some, oh, there it is right there. It's a really, really fine, soft merino in a really, really dark green. And I thought that that might really pop if I added some of that in, just, some. And so I'm going to do that. And then I've got, let me show you some other things that I've got that I haven't had a chance to play with. Haven't played with that green either, but a while back I ordered this a selection box of sari silk, and so surely there's a color that'll look great in that, and I ordered it from fiberdiet.etsy.com, and diet is DYET. Anyway, it's beautiful, isn't it? I also from them got what's that? That came in this bag, and it's a cool little bag, but it's hard to get open when you tie it like I did. I got some other things. This is what she stuck in as a thank you. I can't remember what's in here because it's been a while since I got it. Oh, these are some little bitty samples of some of her blends, I think. This is hand-dyed silk lap. And this is Star Bright hand-dyed, which I think is a trilobal nylon. And this is Kapok hand-dyed sample. This looks like it's silk. No, it's Kapok fiber. Kapok, and I'm probably saying that wrong, fiber is the seed pod fluff of a rainforest tree called the ceiba tree or the silk cotton tree. The pods are harvested in the east and the trees are left standing unprocessed until it gets into the dyer's hands, makes Kapok one of the most sustainable products available to fiber artists. Use it the same way as you would use sari silk. Interesting. I've never seen that before, so we'll try these, but not today. Stick them back in here. I couldn't remember what was in there. Okay, the other things that was in there was I wanted some copper, and this is Red Erie Silk, and I'm pretty sure this is its natural color. I know I know it comes in this color, and I think that's what it is. It doesn't say anything about it being dyed. Let's take it out of the bag so you can see it better. But it's a very coppery color. I really love it. And I'm not sure which of these I'm going to use, so I'm sticking them back in the bags. And then this is some Firestar in copper. I saw somebody using this, and I thought, well, I need some copper Firestar. And so that's when I found all these other things. But anyway, it looks a little yellower in the camera and more coppery goldy in real life. And then this is silk, Tussa silk that's been dyed. And it's been dyed in a colorway like this. but it had this like copper and bronze and teal, and I just thought that was gorgeous. So we may use some of that. I don't know. I'm not sure what all we're going to use. A lot of those decisions I will make after I see what the how this turns out in the drum carder. When you're putting this kind of stuff in, this picked, these are just picked logs, you want to spread them out and just go slow. And one reason you want to go slow is because it gets caught on these and then transferred here, and this, as it goes around, stretches out the fibers. And if you do it too fast, they don't have time to stretch out, and you end up with more noils in it than you would if you let them stretch out. But you can still see there's little knobby bits, and that's because I picked it instead of flicking it. And I think what I'm going to do, which will be a little bit boring to just watch, which is one reason I wanted to be live, so that we could talk and you wouldn't just have to watch an hour of me running things into the drum carder. It takes a while, and I'm going to have to run each color through to kind of homogenize it and get it into batt form. And then we'll decide how we're going to work the colors into our real batts, along with the Angora bunny and the other things. Now, this is actually going on pretty good. And that's because I flicked it really good. Picked it. I spent quite a bit of time doing this so that it would be the easiest on my drum carder, and hopefully make the best preparation. I don't want to over prepare this because it's Cormo, and Cormo is a very, very fine soft fleece, and you can break it if you mess with it too much. And that's another reason to go slow, because I want it on here. I don't want it to be, I don't want it to break as it's getting put on. It's looking pretty. There's some of it's got more of this. I'm going to actually move some of that into the yellowy batt. There's still some pink, but I think it actually fits over there better than over here. Some of it will still be in here because I'm not going to be that picky, but I have more pink, so I can make a bigger pink batt than that yellowy orangey color. So what are y'all doing right now? Anybody doing fun stuff while you watch? Nobody's chatting. That's okay. I don't mind. I watch sometimes without chatting too. It's not a problem at all. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, feel free to ask. Brittany says, I'm working and stressing. Our furnace broke last week, and we've been having a really bad time trying to get it replaced with what we want. Oh, goodness, Brittany. I'm sorry. I understand that's difficult. I hope you are not having too much cold weather where you're at while you're trying to do that. Hannah and TJ's heater broke down sometime in December. I can't remember. But I think she said they weren't going to be able to have nobody was going to come fix it till like January 13th or something. So they may have just actually got it fixed. So they've been being cozy instead of having a heater. been freezing and running electric heaters is not cutting it. Oh, I'm sorry. And that's hard, especially when you have a baby, because the little ones, they want to run around. They don't want to be encumbered by, stuck in heavy things in the house. Well, I pray that gets fixed for you pretty quickly. The only artsy motivation I've had lately, it seems like, and probably a lot of this is because I've been dealing with a lot of pain, and because I haven't had the gumption to get um, over here. I've been wanting to do things I can do in my chair, and so I've been doing a lot more spinning and fiber prep and stuff like that. But I haven't done any carding um, until now because it wasn't set up. We want to move away from propane and go all electric, but our house isn't currently equipped for that voltage, so we need the electric company to work on the house first. Yes, that's true. And there's no sense in, if you know what you want, and settling for something that you still have to spend a lot of money on in the meantime, if you can get by while you're waiting. Okay, this is the last bit of this pink, and then we'll take this batt off and we'll work on a different color. Once I'll do the blue batt, I think, next, because that way I can show you the difference between a first pass through with picked fiber versus flicked fiber. And I may end up not being able to make as big a batts as I was thinking I could on this, because I'm forgetting that what I have here is very, very fluffy. Very, very fluffy. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not tight enough. Sorry, I'm going to have to find a screwdriver. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. I first looked in the wrong place. All right, let's go and try this one. This is really made for a different kind of screwdriver. And okay. We're going to assume I've got it fixed here. It's going to have to be the way it is. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Now to take it off, first we have to remove this brush. This is still pretty new to me, so I sometimes forget to do that, and it's kind of embarrassing. And then we have this doffer stick, and you just run it along. There's a little line right here in the in that wooden piece, Okay, that's easy enough. And this sometimes has a harder time coming off clean because those little fibers have been, you know, wrapping themselves around. But it looks like it's doing good. Oops. Okay, there's, I guess I'd have to take this off because what's coming up next has a little bit of pink in it, but anyway, so here's my pink batt. It's not very big, probably weighs about half an ounce. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it another time through, but I think I'm going to wait because I don't want to overdo it, and it'll be better to just wait and see what these other ones look like first. If I decide I'm going to do them all a second time, or these are the flicked locks. I'm just kind of laying them out here. Oh dear, I went too far. Did I go too far? No, okay. It just was flowing free and nothing was coming out, and I thought I messed up. But you can see how this is going on already much, much smoother. I definitely won't have to do two times through before I mix this. So I just keep laying them down. And it's been so long since I did this, I forgot how hard this is on my back, just standing here over it. So I may not be able to finish this project today. Depends on how it goes. But I'm just happy to be here at all. So, oh, I just realized Brittany's been talking and I've been talking too, not listening. Let me see. She hasn't been doing much crafting either. A January journal. That sounds good. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to have an idea, of what you want, but I have learned that it's also good to not let your plan rule you. So if things don't work out and you decide you can't keep up with that plan, it's better not to beat yourself up over it. It's art. It doesn't have to be, it's not life or death. Anyway, we're just going to keep kind of fluffing this out a little bit and laying it down. I did all the flicking in advance because that's a lot of work too, and that way it's faster when you get to this point. And this fleece also has fibers, several different lengths. So it takes some. I think I got it a little too far away, but it seems to be working, so I'm not going to move it because I just got it tightened up. I didn't realize I was tightening it maybe in a less than optimal position. And there's a lot of green in this blue too, so that's one thing when you do the kettle dyeing where you dye it all together, you end up with, and some of those are falling off from over there. That's just part of why there's more green. I think I'm going to take that piece out. I think it fell over from that other pile. Okay, I want these all going in straight just because I started that way, not because you have to, but we want to do them the same. Okay, I'm going to have to sit down for a second. Oh, I usually do better standing up to work on the drum carder, but not today. I mean, I'm going to be up and down. I think it's probably my best plan is to be up and down and not try to do it all any one way. I went to the chiropractor this morning and probably would have been smart not to do this at all since I did that. But I did sit for a while and let my adjustment kind of take before I decided to do this. This is going on very pretty. I don't have a lot of news to report, but that video that comes out tomorrow morning about 10 o'clock will have some of the things I'm wanting to work on this year in it. This happens to be one of them. So that bodes well, doesn't it? I'm actually already starting on a project that I wanted to do. And I'm still working on that sweater spin. I've got 4 of the 8 skeins done now, so I haven't started crocheting yet because I keep having second thoughts. Oh, I didn't have my brush on here. I keep having second thoughts about what kind of, there we go. That's why it was sounding different. All right. It wasn't this problem. It was this. I just knew it sounded different. Anyway, now I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't remember what I was saying. But y'all just have to forgive me unless you want to remind me so that I don't think it was important, whatever it was, probably, but. Okay, we got this much left of this batt. Just fluffing it out here. Piece of vegetable matter. Might as well take it off now if you see it. Sometimes when it goes through the drum carder, it'll come out. and go down underneath the drum carder. And sometimes it just kind of embeds it more into the fiber. So if you can go ahead and take it out, you might as well. Why haven't I started crocheting? Um, yeah, just because I haven't decided. I know I know which sweater I want to spin, the cocoon shrug sweater, cocoon cardigan, I think is what it's called. But what I don't know is I'm going to be doing is which crochet stitch I want to use, and I need to do some more sampling of stitches and before I decide. When I first started, I thought that I just wanted to do a oops. I thought I wanted to just do it double crochet, but I'm not so sure now because that's kind of um, holy. And if it's heavy, and this is a little heavier yarn because um, it has a lot of silk and stuff in it, not just wool. And so if you've got that going on, sometimes it's better. Well, I'm gonna have to stand up to do this part. Um, it will weigh it down. It won't bounce back as much as it would if it was all wool. And so I need to keep that in mind with when I make that decision. Okay. You can probably tell just while I'm taking it off here how much smoother this is than the pink. It would have been smart to use the same prep method all the way through, but flicking them saves more of the fleece and than picking. Well, that's not true, I don't think, actually, but it gets more vegetable matter out. Okay, here's this one. And then let me get the pink one back. You can see it's a lot more gnarly and messed up. And that's okay. That's normal for one time through with the fleece, but there is a big difference in how these look after one time. Okay, I'm going to just leave that little piece in there because I'm doing this green stuff next and it'll have a little bit of blue in it. So let me lift this chair a little bit. There we go. I just realized I've got fiber down there. Okay. I don't know if I have some on the other side or not. No, it looks okay. Oh. Whew. I think I'm wearing too warm of a fuzzy. I'm getting hot. I may have to run in there and change real quick. It won't take but a minute, but into something that's not quite so warm if I'm gonna finish this project. Oops. Put this back on again. I didn't even go look to see if anybody else was streaming right now. Oh, this is going to be half flicked and half picked. That's so this will be a hodgepodge. I was working on this one, I guess, when I figured out that I could flick it. We still have a lot of snow on the ground, but not much that's I should have made this narrower since I don't have as much of this fiber. But I didn't think about that in advance, so it's going to be what it is. Well, I'm really doing bad. I can't remember what I was saying. Trying to talk and manage this is. I'm not as good a multitasker as I used to be. I used to be really good at it, but not right now. Oh, I was saying I didn't go check to see if anybody else was streaming that I usually watch, because if they were, I probably would decide not to stream. And I decided I wanted to stream, so I decided I would just not look, and then I don't have to worry about it. I figure anybody who would rather watch somebody else is, so I'm not worried about it. And this is not that exciting of a stuff anyway, so. I mean, it's exciting to me, but it's not that exciting to watch. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and then we're going to take this one off, even though it's not very thick compared to the last two. The lighter colors are just harder to keep, from mixing in the dye pot. Okay, let's take this off, because if I don't, it will come off by itself and make a lot of noise. And then I will be embarrassed like every other time I've forgotten to take it off. I don't remember who it was that clued me into the porcupine quill, but it's hugely helpful. Okay, you can see how little this bat is compared to the other two. But that's okay. I wasn't dyeing it to get, you know, the same amount of ounces of each thing. I was just having fun. Okay. I'm gonna go change into something a little bit cooler real quick. I'll be right back. Y'all just kind of talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, this is the last color we have to do. And this was all picked. So it's going to be another one like that pink one where it's going to definitely have to go through twice, I think. Um, I may not just because the there's going to be other texture stuff in it. So it's not like I'm working to get a perfectly smooth batt anyway. Um, and now I'm second guessing myself because I'm sitting here thinking, oh, but you've got that beautiful Angora fiber you're going to add in. Hi, Sharon. It's good to see you. Um, maybe it would be better to save that, but see, that's what I always do. I save things for a project that's going to be more perfect, and then I don't ever get a more perfect project. Um, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and use it. I do have some other bunny fur that I got from a friend of mine who raised their own rabbits. I don't think she does at the moment, but I bought some from her when she was raising her rabbits. That's still sitting around waiting for an important, perfect project. So I might as well go ahead and use this. Mm. Keep it. Oh, there's some vegetable matter. Yeah, that's one thing about the flicking versus the picking. Flicked fiber rarely. I mean, it's like you can get pretty much all of the VM out of it. When you're picking it, it's amazing how much you just don't see. you just don't see it until the next process, and then you see it. And then um, when you get to spinning, you'll see some more. Every little process, there's some. Every process kind of takes out a little bit more and a little bit more. There's some. I told myself I was not going to sit here and pick stuff out all through the whole thing. Okay, where did it go? There it is. But I'm doing it anyway because when you see it, you want to get it out. And I've watched a lot of people drum carding and they're picking out some stuff, and I see some on the camera that I'm like, there's a huge piece right there. Why didn't you get that piece? And it's because my angle's different. You know, the person who's doing the work, their angle's different from yours. So you'll see some they see, and they'll see some you don't see, and it's just the way it is. What's that? No. Okay. I need to remember I want to do it slowly so it'll stretch it out. I think, talking and going faster than I should. And this is the last of this. Some of what I'm thinking is vegetable matter is just this right here, which, and you can't see it, but it's really just the tip, because this is a very, very, very fine crimpy fleece. Let's see if I can pull a lock out so you can see just how crimpy it is. I don't know if you can tell. I don't think you can tell. But anyway, it is very soft, very bouncy. I've never spun Cormo before, so I probably should have saved some of this to spin by itself. Well, I do have enough to make 2 more batts. This is what I'm using today is only half of what I bought and washed and dyed and picked and flicked. And so I can do something else with it, with some of it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and burnish it because that helps it straighten out better too. All righty. This is not going to be a very thick bat either. The pink and the blue-green had a lot more than the lighter colors. And I probably said this already, but that's natural when you're kettle dyeing, because keeping the light colors light is not that easy to do. Okay. Oh, take this off. I have to remind myself. The drum carder I had before this one did not have one of those brushes, so I didn't have to remember that step. I'll see after I get this off if I can show you one of those parts that sometimes is the tip of the fleece, but looks kind of like you might think it's vegetable matter, because the tips tend to be drier, and so they dye a little bit. There's another piece. They dye a little bit different from the rest of it. Okay, where was that? See, I've lost it. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, here's this one. This one's even more unruly on the bottom because I was going faster and I should have slowed down. Okay, right there, it looks dark. See that little dark speck? So that looks like vegetable batter, but it's not. It's just the end of the fleece. But it's not wanting to straighten out. So anyway, okay, so we've got 2 small bats, and then we've got the pink one that's about twice as big as those, and then the blue one that's the biggest of all, or blue green, that's the biggest one of all. And now I'm trying to decide how much do I want to mix the colors and how much do I want to when I spin it, how do I want it to be? Do I want it to be more heathered, or do I want it to have more color separation? Oh, thanks. I think they're pretty colors too. I haven't done a whole lot of dyeing of fleece. I've dyed a lot of top that I bought, but I haven't dyed a lot of fleece. So I was scared to do this Cormo because it is such a fine fleece and will felt, and I didn't want to felt it. But I didn't, so that worked out well. Let me give you some options of what we could do. We could do it in layers. You see how this is layers as you go around? We could layer the colors like that, like basically like this, except thinner layers. Or we could put stripes. Or we could just put in, do a combination where you just like do pink or yellow, light green, pink, blue, and then put the others, put them in stripes, but don't make this always pink and this always blue and this always yellow or whatever. Just put stripes in different places in each level, in each layer. And then I'm going to also card in the bunny fluff. And the truth is, the bunny fluff, well, it will have to be carded twice to get the bunny fluff to incorporate. So I probably should do that next. And then on the last time, after I've done the second time I do it, once I add the bunny fluff, then add the other stuff. And I know y'all are thinking, does it really matter? Just do it. Oh, okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is take each of these bats and I'm just going to take it and divide it in half. It's a rough estimate. Because I want to make 2 bats and I want to use roughly half of this in each one. After I make the bats, if one of them is significantly bigger than the other one, I can take some of it off and spin it with the other one so they don't have to be exact. Okay. Hi, Teresa. Welcome, welcome. Dashing, dashing. Okay. Well, honey, stay safe while you dash around. Thanks for letting us know you were here. Okay. I think oh, DoorDash. Okay, I see. Oh, I'm glad you're safe. um, well, good luck with that. I hope that works really well for you. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to take each one of these and divide it in half from this first half that we're making the first batt from. Because I want to actually, yeah, I'm going to start, I think, with this one. I'm going to thread this, lay this out really thin as I can. And then I'm going to, I mean, thinner, like a lot thinner than it was when I put it in the first time, because I'm going to put some bunny fluff on top of it. And then I'm going to put another very thin layer of this on top of the bunny fluff. And we're going to try that with this color and see. Make a sandwich. I haven't done the sandwich method in a long time. And the paint on method is what I usually like to use for inclusions. But when you do that with Angora, you end up with just bumps of Angora everywhere. And I think this will incorporate it in a little bit better the first time through than the paint on method would. Although I love painting things on. And when we're making our final batt, I will paint some silk and stuff on. Okay, so let's get some of our lovely bunny fluff. House shoes out of that. It would be fun. Okay. Oh, I was going to show y'all. This fleece that I've been carding is this. And it's Cormo fleece. And it's got all these little bitty tiny crimps. But this is when it was raw. This is what it looked like before I washed it. And this sheep's name was Pearl. Well, it probably is still Pearl. She's making a new fleece right now, I bet, as we speak. It would be warm for sure, yeah. Maybe bunny fluff might be too warm for slippers. Okay. She did a pretty job of packaging this all up. But in each one, I've got 3 of these little packages. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use 1 or 2 of them today. My plan was to use 1 in each batt, but I'm not sure if that's going to work out or not. We'll just see how it does as we're putting it in, and we'll make our decision. But I'm just going to take some of it. 1 ounce of bunny fluff is a lot of bunny fluff, so. And this is pretty long fibered bunny. English Angora has, oh, it's just, this is silkier than silk. Anyway, it's so soft, but I think it has longer fibers than the other Angoras. But don't hold me to that, because I'm not an Angora expert. I'm just somebody who thinks their fluff is lovely. Okay. And then we'll put this on top. And that way, hopefully, that Angora will get onto the drum easier and be less likely to clump up on us. We shall see. Oops. I don't want to let it pull it all in one clump. So while I'm not really holding it back, I'm just putting enough pressure on it to keep it from going. Let's put that underneath too. If we keep wool on top and underneath, I think the chances of it getting onto the drum and not the liquor in are much better. And see, that bunny fluff really wants to. Oh, see, I quit doing that, and it I don't know how to explain it. Just sprang back. It is so soft, yes. And Cormo's already soft, But the staple lengths are enough alike that it's an easy combination to do. When you've got a long sheep's wool and short Angora, you end up with where everything comes apart in your spin, and you spin places that are just Angora and places that are um, just your wool, because they kind of come apart. Okay, well that is all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. That was fast. Now this probably won't come up as clean as it has been. I hope it will. Putting the wool underneath tends to help it come off cleaner. But as it goes in, some of the Angora is getting moved to the bottom, as it's going under this brush. It is a porcupine quill. And it works wonderful for this. I saw somebody using one, and they were talking about, how much it helped. And there's somebody on Etsy who was selling them. And I mean, no porcupines are hurt in harvesting quills. They just pick them up off the ground. You just got to have a place where you got a lot of porcupines losing quills. But anyway, okay, so there's the first pass through. And I think I'm just going to leave it like this. And I'll make the second pass through when I do it with everything else. And I'm just going to do all of these that way. No, I think I'm not. I think I'm going to go ahead and run it through again. Patience is key when it comes to fiber prep. Okay, bye-bye. And doing this again will spread it out a little bit more. I'm going to help it. Okay, I'm going to spread this one out like I did that one. Since these are pretty thin anyway, I'm not drafting them. I'm just spreading them out. But if these were thicker batts, I would pre-draft it, or I would split it into more pieces instead of just in half. And just watch it go on there. This fiber just it's so fly away. There we go. Okay. Now we'll take this one off. One thing about this, if you just want to spin, you probably don't want to do this. This is definitely slow crafting. Because I can't even tell you how many hours. It was a lot of hours I spent just flicking and picking these locks after I'd washed them and dyed them. Just getting them ready for this step. Okay. See, this is significantly better. So I'm going to save the I'm going to not do any more right now. And when we make another, when we add it to our final batt, I'll do it then. I don't want to over process. So let's stick that one up there. And we'll do this one next. And I'm going to, this one is a little bit thicker than that other one was. So I'm going to draft it a little bit. And then I'm going to open it up. And we will, if you make that drum roll the opposite direction, it, and I've got my hands on it right now. So there we go. It will pop that brush off in the back. Thank y'all for being with me while I'm working on this. It's fun to be able to share it. Okay, let's set that right there for a second. Move those. Oops, I'm going to turn this box over. Because that will help the help my sandwich to have a place to lay. Oh, there's some more VM. When I first started spinning, I kept hearing people talking about picking out VM, and I was like, what is VM? It's short for vegetable matter. In other words, grass, hay, sticks, burr. Oh, anything. It could be a lot of stuff. Thanks, Sharon. I'm glad you're finding it interesting. Oops. This may be more than I need for this one. Let's take some of it away for a minute. I'll put it back in if I think it can handle it. So this may be less Angora. I first thought I was going to make a 50-50 blend with the, as much Angora as wool, but now I'm rethinking that. Because it's that I would have to do a lot more processing to be able to put that much Angora in there. And of course, I've got twice as much of the blue and pink. So I can probably, get more of my silk in those than I did in these, because these are so thin. But okay. If you make your sandwich too thick, it's really hard on the teeth on your drum carder. And I got a drum with extra long teeth. These are, I think they're about an inch long. My old drum carder, they were about half this long, which means you can put a lot more fiber on here, but you also have to do it more gently because they'll bend easier since they're longer. And it's a medium fine by time size, is what I would call a medium fine. It's not as It's not the finest you can get, but it's not the not one you typically would use raw. I mean, not raw, washed, but fleece on, which is one reason why I picked and flicked them and didn't just grab some and throw it down there. There are some drum carders you can use where you can just literally throw it on there and it will drum it. It will card it, but they don't have teeth as fine or as long as what I've got on this one. I wanted this to be as versatile as possible. And so I would rather over prep or do more prep work on my fleeces to have the capability of using this with alpaca and finer things like bunny fluff and Cormo. Okay. Now we're going to take this one off. And when you're pulling this up, you want to pull up in this direction so that the longest piece that comes up is coming from the front. And you want to get every little bit off of here, move forward, because you don't want this fluff to come way over here. And that's how you lose a lot of it. Not always am I able to do it where it's this obvious, but this is coming off pretty good. Okay, I got to stand up because I can't see. Okay, get my porcupine quill. Okay, so this is what it looks like after one pass through. I probably could have actually added a little more silk to that, but I put more than I did on the first one. So I'm going to break it in half. And I'm going to just stretch it out. And we're going to run it through again. Oops. One of the blessings of spinning is that there are so many different ways to do it, so many different fiber preps, so many things that you can buy already prepared. Okay, see how that's just a little jumbled up bit? That would just be a nap if I tried to make it go in there. So I'm just going to take it out since it kind of stayed up on top like that. That one's just bounced when I pulled on this. So I'm going to leave it. Here's a couple more pieces of vegetable matter. Okay. We definitely won't be spinning any of this today. That's something that'll have to be done on another video. I'm not even 100% sure I'm going to. Well, I know I'm probably just going to do this one batt and the one its friend. I might do either in another live stream or just off camera. And because I'm going to do it the same way I'm doing this one. So no sense making you watch it twice. Plus, I probably won't have the energy to do two of them today. But I find this a really enjoyable process. But if this is just too much work and you really think, I just want to spin, then there are so many lovely preparations you can buy, and then all you have to do is spin. So the fiber world has, it's got stuff for everybody. Okay. This is the second pass for this one. Making sure I got everything. Whoops. That was noisy. Sorry. One thing I've learned over years of doing this is that if you hold your batt really close to the drum and just kind of peel it away, it comes off much cleaner than if you pull it up here and pull. Okay. There's that one. Okay. Now we've got the pink. Can't believe we've been on here an hour and 20 minutes, haven't even done one batt. Well, I have, though. I've done several batts. I just haven't gotten one that's finished. Okay, now we're going to spread this out really good. Where's that? And I'm going to put the Angora fiber in here as the insides of our sandwich. Okay. This bunny's name was Chocolate Tort. And if you look at it, you can't tell it in the camera because the white just flashes out, but it has a little bit of a caramel color to it, but not a lot. It's mostly white. When I found out it was coming off a bunny named Chocolate Tort, I expected it to be brown. So there was a part of me that was a little bit disappointed when I got it because that's what I had in my head that I was getting, But I have some that's close to this color, and so I was a little bit sad, but it's beautiful fiber, so I'm not really sad. Certainly don't want to send it back just because I wasn't thinking, and I didn't even ask to. They showed pictures of it, but the pictures they showed were just one picture of one bunny, and then they gave you several options for what color you wanted or which one you wanted, and it didn't show a picture coordinating with that particular bag of fiber, or at least that's what I thought I was looking at, was that it didn't corroborate. And it turns out maybe it did, but I could have asked and I didn't. So I should have asked. Bye, Janet. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for coming. Now I kept this same amount for those of you who got here of the Cormo, the pink and green and yellow and blue. I kept the same amount of those fibers. I kept half of it out to make another batt so that I can make this a 2-ply, and I can just spin each ply from one batt. You don't have to do that. Well, I don't think when I add in the inclusions that I'm going to add, I don't think that I could actually get one big batt on here. This will hold about 3 ounces. I've gotten 3.5 on here before, but not of a fluffy, bouncy fleece like this. I don't think it would hold that much. So see, I was holding on to my fiber too much, and so it started sticking to the liquor end. There's a difference in pulling on this when it's stationary. That's just kind of drafting it a little bit. If you pull on it while it is running, it's not as good. In fact, it's not good. But so just letting you know, there are quirks to this that you, unless you've watched a lot of people do it, you might not realize. Ooh. Okay, let's mess with this a little bit. I am going to run it through again, but still, that's why I didn't paint it on, because I didn't want blobs like that. Let's go ahead and use our burnishing brush. It'll straighten out some of that. I didn't use it on the other two, but I'm going to on this one. Do you see that? You put it here and that's purely because of the weight of the handle. Okay. Stand up again. Okay, there's another tool you can use. This is a hairbrush cleaner. I don't use it as often for this because it pulls off fiber rather than just flicking it up. But it's great for cleaning your drum carder or your hand cards or your dog brush, whatever prep tool you're using, your blending board, all those things. Okay, I'm going to break this one in half, and we're going to run it through again. Oh. No, that's not quite. There we go. This is not much wider than the drum, so you have to make sure you got it in the right spot. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draft this a little bit before I stretch it out, because it's, as the fibers get better and better carded, they poof up more and more. So there's some more veggie matter. Okay. Whoops, there's another piece. Oh, I didn't realize I had some bunny fluff over there. We don't want that to wrap around. And bunny fluff wants to stick to you just like silk does. For a second there, when I was putting this on, I forgot that I'm drum carding slow. And so I ended up going too fast and made another bump. Okay. I go ahead and run it a few times around. Hi, Miss Allie K. It's so good to see you. I run it around a few times to kind of pack it down before I go on to the next thing I'm going to put in. Okay. Okay. I drafted it out a little bit. Now I'm going to thin it out. That actually goes like that. Didn't draft as much as the other. We want to make it easy on the machine as possible, as easy on the fibers as possible, as easy on me as possible. The pink and white look like cotton candy when it's on there because of the blue. Yeah, that's true. It's a little brighter than cotton candy in reality, but on that blue, it looks a lighter color. Oh, that's it's sticking to the cardboard box instead of the wool. Another piece of vegetable matter. Every one I take out now means I don't have to take it out when I'm spinning. So I need to. My hands are. Can you see that? it's getting it flying everywhere. Sometimes you have to help it a little bit. Okay. Almost forgot. I'm learning. All right, there's the pink. And we have one more. Oh. I may have to stop and finish this on another live stream. I'm getting, my back is beginning to hurt. And that's making me have less patience, which will make me not do as good a job if I'm not careful. So there's a lot more of the blue green, I guess you would say, than the other mixes. So all right. I'm going to go ahead and draft this one and spread it out, and then I'll put the bunny fluff in so that I can just lay this right on top once I do. I think this is going to make a really soft and silky and yet fun yarn. Oh, that needs to be drafted a little bit. There we go. Okay, this one's a little longer than the first one, which means I probably didn't split that directly in half. I need to fluff this a little more, I think. I think that maybe will make a difference. We'll try it on this one and see if it matters. Because some of this was more bunched up than other was. I didn't fluff it too much because then I knew I couldn't put as much in because it, fills up your batt. I mean, the space I have to sandwich gets filled up faster. But I've decided not to worry about exactly having a certain weight of this Angora in there. I'm just going to put it in and okay. From that 1 ounce of Angora, we haven't even done half of it. So we definitely will use this same bag for the second batt. But that's okay. Sometimes you think you can do something that you can't do, especially when you're working with a fiber you've never worked with before. And I've never tried to use Angora on a drum carder, and I've never worked with Cormo fleece before. So both of those new things make it where you have to be adaptable. Don't overdo. Okay. Oh, I'm going to try not to. In fact, I'm going to sit here a minute and get a drink. Mm. Oops, a piece of vegetable matter. You hear me say that a million times before this bat's done. There we go. Okay, I don't want that globby amount. Okay, there's some. Luckily, I have that brush there to help it. By the time it comes around again, you probably won't even be able to tell that happened. What happens is sometimes these little bits that are maybe there's a little bit of matting because Angora felts just like wool does, even easier actually, I think. And then it gets caught on the tine and it just makes a bump. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use this. All right. Now then we will take this off. Make sure I got everything. Okay. Okay, that's the first time through. I say first time through. It's the first time through adding the Angora. And now we're going to break that in half. Like this. And I thought I saw a piece of vegetable matter. Where is it? Right there. Okay. And this time I'm just going to, no, I'm going to draft a little. See, you can change your mind. Okay. And now then, I'm going to draft it out side to side. That one out of the way. See, if I'm going slow, you can see it stretching it out. If I try to go too fast, it bunches it up more. Hi, Lisa, Alaska Lisa. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. I don't know how much you've heard, but I'm doing a blend of some Cormo fleece that I dyed and then picked and flicked, and now I'm mixing it with some Angora and making a batt. I've got 4 colors. I'm still trying to decide if I want this to be, something like this or how I want it to actually work. Oh, that's not good. There we go. All righty. I'm going to burnish it. Okay. And we're going to take off this one. And then we will. Oh, no. I got this half to go. Okay. Not done yet with this color. I forget that this one's just bigger than the others. And so it looked like there was as much on there already. And that's partly the effect of kettle dyeing and partly the effect of how the colors I chose to mix in together from the dye process. This is becoming a lot more of a homogeneous color, which I really wasn't wanting. And I'm seeing that now and a little sad. And so I think that tells me kind of that I don't want to do a green stripe, a yellow stripe, a blue stripe, and a pink stripe. I want to just do a bit of this and a bit of that and mix in some stuff with it and have just the next, what I do next be it, rather than so that it's blended, but it's not, but the whole batt is not blended as much as each one of these are blended. This is the classic Carter from the UK. I can't remember the guy's name that makes it right now, but I ordered it off of Classic Carter at Etsy.com. I'm not sure if that's exactly it, but if you go into Etsy and you just put in Classic Carter, they will come up. Yeah. You can kind of recognize them, especially if it's the one you have, when you see somebody using one. Do you like yours? I love mine. But the only other one I've had was one that was from the 70s and had really, really coarse teeth on it. And, it was just old. And so this one's like a Cadillac compared to that one. And this is, it's basic. It's not anything. Which drums do you have? I only bought the one drum because I knew I could probably go back and get another one, when I knew what I might want. I haven't done a lot on here. I think all I've done besides this is that sweater spin. And I have done a few bats on here, actually. I've just already spun them up. So I haven't, so far, everything I've tried to do, I've been happy with on this drum. I haven't felt the need to have another one. But when I bought it, one of the things I thought was that I would eventually come back and get a second drum for more versatility. But I got what I think this is 90 DPI, and it's the really tall tines. So it was about the most versatile one I thought I could get with just, one drum. Okay. Let's take this off. Mid and fine, yeah. Well, I think this is like fine, but not super fine, if that makes sense. But it might be the medium one. I don't know. I got one that was not the finest or the coarsest, but I can't remember if there are 4 levels or 3, if that makes sense. But so far, I've been very, very happy. Okay, so here's this one. Whoops. It looks green now. It looks more blue in the camera, but it looked more blue and more of them. It looked a lot bluer before I started mixing them. So I've got this one, and then we've got the pink one, and this kind of one that looks orangey now, but it's more yellow, and then this one that's more green. But I don't want it to look like that. 72 and 90. Yeah, I think 90 is what I got. I'm trying to remember. I couldn't remember if my old one had 72 or if it had like 48 or something like that. It was, the person who bought it, she had used it on fleece, and that's basically all she worked with. And so it was whatever the coarsest one was that was available when she got it. It may have been the only thing available when she did it. I don't know, but probably not, because they've been making drum carters for a long time. Okay. I think I'm going to let that be all of the bunny that I put in it. And this bunny came from rarityfibers.com. This is Chocolate Tort is the name of this bunny. And you can see it's a little bit caramelly. Very nice. So now I'm trying to decide. The top of your drum says 72. Okay, maybe that's it. Where did you see that? I want to see that. Oh, right there. Okay. Yes, that's it. So mine is 72. Maybe the 90 was the one I was thinking about getting. Thank you, Miss Allie Kay. See, he's a very smart man, because he told me what I have right there, and now I know where to find it when I go back to get another one. I think I was thinking about 72 and 90, and I couldn't decide, and finally chose the one I thought would be the most versatile, because I do like the deeper teeth, and I did not want it to be bending. Oh, see, it's great to have friends. Okay, let me show you what I thought I was going to add into this. And I haven't, made specific, but I thought I would add some of this dark green merino, just to give something really, really dark in it, because I don't like it's all very pastel-y. And so I thought if I add some of this really dark green, and then maybe some of this red Erie silk, that would be pretty mixed in with it. But I also have some sari silk I could put in there, all different color blends. Yeah, that is the times per inch, right? That's what T. I think it says on there TPI, but anyway. I've also got this Tussa silk that I could put some in there. And then I've got some Copper Firestar. Yes, please, Sherry, go right ahead. You're welcome. And thank you, Lisa, for saying the tines per inch, because I didn't say that, but that's what it is. In a square inch of this, how many little teeth are there? And the more teeth you have in there, the finer fibers you can put on it, or the less coarse fibers you can put on it, really is what it amounts to, because each tooth is a little bit thinner in order to it's not, now I might be wrong about that. Okay, don't quote me. Don't get mad at me and put it in the comments if I'm wrong about the teeth being finer, but I think they are. As you get more per inch, they're also finer. Okay, so tell me, I think I am going to go ahead and put this in there. So I'm just going to take this piece that I got. I'm not going to put a lot of it in there. I'm going to take this piece and break it in half. And I'm going to put half with this one, and I'm going to leave half for the next batt. Well, really, the softness of the yarn has as much to do with the fibers you put into it. But the softer fibers are generally finer fibers, which means they would be the kinds of fibers you would use on your more teeth per inch, if that makes sense. So it's a yes and a no. It's not how many teeth per inch that has anything to do with making the yarn softer, but the kinds of fibers that make the yarn softer work better with more TPI, if that makes sense. Yeah, well, I know my old ones, they were like 4 of these. Okay, so I need y'all to tell me if I'm going to add something else to this. Would you like me to add one of these, or the Airy Silk, or some of this? If I did this, I would probably do the copper and the teal. I'm not sure. And I know those are glaring. I'm sorry about that. This is Sari silk, so it will make a more textured fiber, more textured batt. And I'm expecting it to be textured because I've got the mix of fibers anyway, so I don't mind it being more textured. But this will make it more tweedy looking than these will, because these will blend in smoother. If y'all don't say anything pretty soon, I'm going to choose. Yeah, that's fine, Sherry. That's why you ask questions, and I answer questions the best I can, because even though I spin, I don't know everything. Okay, that's a great idea. Sharon likes the copper, and Lisa likes the green sari silk. And since they're the first two, I'm gonna, okay, Sharon, are you talking this copper or this? The Airy silk or the Tussa silk that's dyed copper? This is a natural color. This one's dyed. Tussa. Okay. So let's get some of that out. And it's, of course, in the middle of this braid. And I guess I'm going to have to undo the braid to get to it. It's not a big deal. You have to undo it before you can use it anyway. It's just, okay, there we go. Oh. Okay, I've got to spread this out before I can even break it because it's, even though it looks like a skinny little thing, it has a long staple length and doesn't want to break. There we go. And I'm gonna pull off. Let me get some of this. Okay. So I pulled off this much. I'm not going to count that. And now I'm going to break that in half and put half of it with the other batt and half of it with this one, because I want to do the same things in both of them so I can ply it together and it'll look like it belongs. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Allie. It's a fun process. And if you're a process person, I tend to be a process person in all of my art. I'm more interested in the process than the final result a lot of times. And I do love the end result of my spinning, but sometimes the process is more fun for me. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of these out and let you choose, because there are let's see if I can get this one out. There are two that are green, and so there's more other ones that have green in them, but this one has a lot more other colors blended in with it. And this one, well, this one does too. Actually, they're just darker and not as much. It looks bluer on the camera than it really is. It really is a green. Let's see if we can put, oh no, I just threw it in the floor. Okay, let's put this green out here and put these with it so you can see which one you think will go better. That one is definitely greener than it looks on the camera. It looks bluer on the camera. All of them actually look bluer on the camera. But which one do you want? The Sorry Silk. Who was it that said Sorry Silk? I'm trying to. Oh, Lisa. Okay. The one that looks greener. So is that this one? Is this the one you want? Or the one that's got less extras? This one. Okay. Let's put that over there. And let's take about this much of it. And I'm going to break this in half too, so I can put half of it in the other batt. Okay. Now we're finally ready to actually make a batt. Yeah, I think any of them would look good too. I agree. All right. These two, I'm not going to put in until I've got wool on there good. But I think I'm going to split this down in probably 4 pieces. Because we're going to put it in more than once in different places. And I'm going to just kind of fluff it out a little bit. Actually, I'm going to do it a lot. And that way it'll just be interspersed very lightly. Oops. See, there's even some VM in this one, and it came from the store. Okay. Now that I've got that, I think I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Um, well, I'm kind of, yeah, I think I am. I'm iffy. I'm iffy. I don't want to make this solid because I want the other things to go on behind it too. But I don't think that's enough to make it too solid. So, goodness, excuse me. Let me get a drink. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take a bit of this. And a bit of this. And a bit of that. And I'm going to run all three of these in there. Sorry, I thought I felt something. Where's... There we go. Get rid of that. If I can get it off my finger. Ooh, even with all the snow that's still on the ground out there, the air is very dry. Of course, it's probably a part of it due to the heater. Okay. And I'm going to take a piece of this and I'm going to spread it out. And do it right on top of those. Because we want something that's going to be interesting to spin. Because when I take it off of here, I'm done. I'm not going to run it through again. So I want things to be mixed, but not into a homogeneous one color thing. Okay. I think that's enough that I can add some of this. Now, when I put this on, I am going to just paint it on like this. That's all I'm going to put on that level because I only have enough probably for one more layer of that. And I want this to do this in 2 layers too, so. After I get this one built, I'm going to show y'all a batt that I won at one of Trish's. Her channel is Fiber Love Diary, and she was making batts and giving them away one day. Her husband, his business sponsored 2 batts for her to give away, which I thought was really cool. He's a wonderfully supportive husband. Anyway, I won it, and I got to tell her what to put in it and what colors I wanted, help her choose how to build it. And that was so much fun. Okay, let me burnish this down. It is going to make interesting yarn. Okay. Now then, let's do some more of this. Okay, come on. Another piece of vegetable matter. At this point, I don't know how much of this vegetable matter is actually in this and how much of it is picking up from around here. But you do see it in commercially prepared top. And this is a very nice commercially prepared top. In fact, Trish used some of this color in the batt she made for me. And so I asked her if I could buy some of this and could she send it when she sent me the batt. And she did. That was so nice of her. She has a store where you can buy some of her batts, and she has beautiful batts. And she didn't have this green in her store, but she had enough of it. She sold me some anyway. Okay. Oh, she's wonderful, isn't she? All right. Let's just do another one that's just pink because and blue, because I only have enough for a couple more layers of that. Mix those three together. And so there was more pink than there was the other. So we're just going to give it its own layer. And what I'm doing here is just spreading it out so that it goes on over the whole drum. I'm not holding it. It looks like I'm holding it, but I'm really just spreading it out. I don't want any of those comments that people leave saying, you're not supposed to hold the fiber. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that anymore, but. And I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do a bigger one of these. I'm going to draft it out a little bit so it'll go on smooth. And then we're going to put another layer of the 3 side-by-side colors. And I don't remember what order I put them in before, but I'm wanting to put them in a different order this time. We'll see if I do it or not. You'll have to tell me when I do it if I if I messed up and did it in the same order again. You can tell you aren't holding it because it's not sticking to the liquor in. That's true. That's true. Oops. There's a little bit. I was messing with it while I was turning it, which is what you're not supposed to do. It was green, yellow, pink with green at the top of the Carter based on the video. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and burnish it a little bit. And we'll do pink. I'm going to go, this is a little bit wider, so I'm going to go ahead and draft it out a little bit so it'll be a little bit narrower so we can fit all three colors in. And I'm going to put pink in the middle this time since I did it at the top last time. I mean, at the bottom last time. I think green was at the top last time. We're going to put orange at the top this time. Okay. So we're going to be orange and pink and green. One reason I want to mix them up and not do green each time in the same place is because I don't have as much green as I do of the orangey color, and I don't have as much orangey color as I do of the pink. So all right, here we go. Well, I asked Tanya if she wanted to come on with me today. I was going to do paper crafting if she wanted to come on with me, but she had errands she had to run, so she couldn't. Of course, it's not like I asked in advance because I didn't know in advance I was going to do this. So, well, I mean, like a couple of hours, but she was already out running errands. So, anyway, we're going to find time where we can come on together. We really are. Bunny just likes to come out. You want to try to keep your batt about the same thickness all the way. I don't want stuff down there. Sorry, I just now realized that was doing that. Okay. Housekeeping moment. Now we'll burnish it again. Alrighty, and trying to decide. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this on next. And then I'm going to put these on. And then I'm going to do my last layer of these. And then I'm going to put this last little bit of this on it. And I think that'll be it, unless we decide that we need to add something else on top just to make the batt look pretty on top. It doesn't really matter. It's all going to spin the same anyway, but sometimes it's fun to just have the batt look pretty on top. Okay. Preemptive strike there. And we'll weigh this batt and see how much it weighs when we get finished. And my hope is that it will be um, over 2 ounces. I don't care how much, but I just wanted a little over 2 ounces because I like a 4 ounce or better skein when I'm making a skein of yarn. Just because you have more options on what to do with it if it's, a little bit bigger than a 2 ounce skein. I've got some of those, but they pretty much have to be put with something else to do much with them. Okay. Let's go ahead and burnish this. We're going to add some more sari silk. And now the rest of the silk. Okay, let's do this. I want it to be, spread out as much as I can. So it doesn't come out in a clump when I spin. I noticed my sweater spin, some of the silk, when I'm spinning it, I'm just getting pure silk in some of it. And that's okay. It's not, horrible or anything, but it's not usually what I want. Oh, see? That's exactly not what I wanted. Okay, where's my... Let's take off some of this. All right. Okay. And now we're going to do these again. And this time we're going to put the green in the middle since it's been at the top and then at the bottom. And then, whoops, we're going to put the pink at the top because it's been in the middle and at the bottom. I'm trying to make, something artistic and all that, and I have to make it symmetrical. When I was young and we would be getting, decorating for parties and stuff at church, everybody always teased me because I was trying to make all the decorations symmetrical. Okay. And then we'll put the orange at the bottom. Okay. Oops. Veggie better break. Here's another one. Where is it? My hand gets in between the light and the fiber, and then I lose it. Yep, there's one right there too. Oh no, that's just a fleecy bit. Okay. Can't get rid of it. It's a bit of Angora fluff. Oh, there's another vegetable matter bit. All right, we'll burnish this. Whoops. Okay, let's see. It's a little thinner over here. It's actually thinner on both edges, but anyway. So I think we're going to just be okay with that. And I'm going to stretch this out and run it through. And then tell me, do you want me to put some more sari silk or some more of the copper, or maybe some of this Fire Star on the top just for icing? What do you think? Anybody have an opinion? If you don't, that's okay too. I just maybe a little Fire Star. That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm not one of those people that likes 90% Fire Star, but I do think it's fun to have some. And this copper is so pretty. That heavy. Okay, y'all can't see it quite as good as I can, but I'm trying to get a little more on that pink over there. And it's not wanting to catch. There we go. All right. And you can see I didn't use very much of what I pulled off. It doesn't take a lot. All right, we're going to burnish it one more time so that Fire Star will connect to the wool in there and not come flying off when I take it off. And let me stick that. What to do with that Fire Star? I forgot. I want to put some of it over with my stuff for the second batt, so I'll remember that I was using it. Okay. Otherwise, the second batt might not get any, and that would not be good. Okay. Fire Star is a nylon. It's called trilobal nylon. So it's a synthetic fiber. But it's kind of like Angelina or Stellina. It's kind of like glitter for fiber. But it is a nylon fiber. That's what kind of fiber it is. It's this shiny, sparkly stuff. But it's kind of like glitter for fiber. But I like the Fire Star because it's so fine that it doesn't feel prickly when you feel your yarn. And sometimes Angelina and Stellina can both feel prickly in your yarn, and I don't like that. So I prefer this. Okay. You can tell this is a lot fluffier than what we've been taking off before. You stand up to get the rest of it. Yeah, yeah, you have to add some. uh, there are yarns I would not want it in, but anything that's a pretty mix like this, I think it's good to have a little fire star in there. Come on. All right, that was too much. Okay, this is the first time I've ever put it all on there. Okay, so you can see it's already spreading it way past the times. Okay, that's um, it's going to be a very fluffy bat. Okay, here it is from the top. Here it is from the bottom. Neither one of those are as pretty probably as what's all in the middle, but um, oops. Let me clean this off real quick. I don't think there's anything on the liquor in. No, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it is pretty. I'm excited about it. I'm these are not really like my favorite colorways. You know, I like to spin this stuff, but I wouldn't probably want a sweater made out of it myself. Some gloves maybe. Let me move all of this in here. Get all this stuff out of my way. That's all the bits we were using. This is the stuff for the next bat. Okay, now I'm going to try. This is so puffy. I don't know if you can see just how puffy this is. But I'm going to try to fold it up. I think I'm going to have to put it in something because it's so fluffy. It's not wanting to. I'm going to set those right there for a minute. Use that bucket. Oh, wow. Okay. This is a little less than 2 ounces. It weighs exactly 50 grams. So, that'll be great. Anyway, here's the grand finale. You can see, I'm going to see if you can see the fire star. Come on. I don't know if you can. But there's just a little bit of a copper sheen. That's the fire star. Oh, Allie says, I agree. All yarns don't need to be sparkly, but this bat just looks fun and playful. Sparkle suited it. I agree. I agree. And my back is done. It's done. Took us 2.5 hours to make that bat. And it probably took me 10 hours to flick and pick the yarn. I mean, the fibers. And so it's a long process. There's lots of one thing I like about processing from a fleece is just prolongs the fun. You just got more layers of fun, more levels, you know. It's also fun just to get something pretty and spin it. I like to do that too, but I enjoy all the different parts, and so I don't mind it taking a long time. Now, the second bat probably won't take me as long to do because, for one thing, I won't be doing it while I'm talking. And because I've already done one, so I already know what I'm going to do. And I spent some of that time just trying to think, if that makes sense. But move these over here. Keep all my tools where they belong. And we're just gonna say thank you so much for being here, and I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. You probably did. The sixth faithful that lasted all the way till the end. Oh, anyway, God bless you, and you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to y'all later, and maybe I'll show you when I'm spinning it. We'll see. Kind of, just depends on how things go. All righty. God bless you all. Bye bye.